welcome to Homesteading with Hannah. Last week I did a seed starting video for you to see how we start our seeds, what we started for now, and now I'm going to build a raised bed and I'm going to show you how we do that. Okay, so first I just wanted to show you where I'm putting them. So behind me you can see that this is all dirt. This is beside our house. It's going to get sun all day long, so it's going to be the perfect spot for my raised beds. So this is where we actually dug for our septic tank at our new homestead. So it's going to be the perfect spot for raised beds because they can sit on it. I'm not going to disc anything, so it will not be used for an in-ground garden to have the possibility of going down to the septic tank and messing it up. So if you have a spot that's like this, it's the perfect time to get your raised beds going. Get those up because you have just flat dirt. You can lay cardboard on it. You can use landscaping cloth so that you can keep the weeds from coming up. Let's talk a little bit about raised bed gardening. I personally love raised bed gardening. I have done all the things: container gardening, in-ground, and raised bed gardening, and it is by far my favorite. This is a raised bed. I actually ordered it a while back when it was on sale. Of course, I'm going to link that for you so that you can see where it's at. This is a galvanized raised bed. So let's unpack and put this thing together. Y'all, this thing is so easy to put together. It's very simple. You can see it's not huge, so it's actually perfect for those of you who are like in an apartment or have a small yard. This is perfect for you. It's small enough that you can grow things for your family, but you still have a raised bed. All right, so let's talk about some of the pros and cons of raised bed gardening. So the first is going to be that it can be a quick fix for you if you have bad soil. If it's clay, sand, rocks, you can build this up and it can be the perfect start right from the get-go. If you have difficult soil conditions, you can make it healthy, and we will show you how to do that as well. Another thing is raised beds have great drainage. They have nothing in the bottom, so they're going to drain. While you may have to water them a little bit more, it's a great option for drainage. So your plants will not drown in them, which is great because that can kill your plants. Another thing is going to be your back. I personally do not have the greatest back, so raised bed gardening, I love it. While this one is not very tall, you can make them even taller. You can use wood, pieces of tin to make your own. We have done that as well, but just remember that you're going to have to fill that with the soil. And a last pro about raised beds is that it's a lot easier to maintain. So what we will do in the bottom of this is we will either lay a garden fabric, or we will use cardboard, which will eventually put nutrients back into the soil that you are putting into this for your plants. So we're going to mulch. Once we put the bottom layer down, we can fill it with sticks, branches, leaves, and that will take up space so that we're not spending a ton of money on soil. Another thing that we like to do is clean out the chicken coop, and we use that to put in here, and we have seen a great success with that for our plants. One of the main reasons that people don't want to start a raised bed garden is the cost. They can be costly depending on how big you want your raised garden to be. However, you can do it step by step. Buy a couple now, start growing your garden, and then buy a couple later. Another option for cutting the cost of a raised bed garden is to recycle materials. If you have some wood laying around, some tin, you can always use those to fashion a raised bed. We made some last year that just have posts on the end, and then we screwed the tin into them. You just want to remember that whatever material you use, you want to use something that's going to last, that's not going to rot not long after you start a garden. So these, if you're going with galvanized and tin, those are going to last, of course. So if you're putting money into a purchased raised bed, you can know that it's going to last if you are buying the tin.
So we have our landscape fabric down, we have our raised bed on top of the landscape fabric, we've got our cardboard in the bottom. So next we're just going to get some sticks and throw those in the bottom to help take up space so we're not using as much soil. Okay, so here we are. We got some poop from our chicken coop yesterday evening, and so I let it sit overnight. I'm gonna put all this in here straight from our buggy, and I'm gonna let it sit overnight again, and then I will work on getting our plants in.
Guys, so we are back and we have all of our chicken poop from the coop, and now we're just going to add just some soil on top of this. You can use what you have, compost, soil, whatever you want to put on the top that you're going to put your plants in. Okay, so as you could see, I just poured my soil in here and I mixed it some with that chicken poop to get it all nice and mixed together, and then I just did a super thin layer of the soil on top. So as you can see, I got my Brussels sprouts planted. I have a total of 9 plants here, and that should actually give us about the amount that we need for our family for a year, because they produce quite a bit. I have these, they are spaced about 12 inches apart, and I put them kind of diagonal as well, some in the middle, so that I could maximize the space. So there you have it, how we get our raised beds going. We've transplanted some seeds. I hope you have learned some things from this video. Again, I will link everything that I used down in the bottom. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. We are so thankful that you have watched our video. Hope you guys have a great weekend and happy gardening.